G'day guys, we're back with the patrol again. Today we're getting into a bit more of our rig setup. So I've gone and bought some drawers from 4-wheel drive Supacentre. These are the Titan 1070 drawer system with the wings. All up, I think I got them on sale for like 400 flat, which involved me picking them up. That didn't include freight. And I've already removed the rear seats because that was the only way that I could fit it in the car. So you can see it fits like a glove. That's where the rear seats mount. So it's a really tight fit. If you're gonna go pick these up, take the seats out beforehand or do what I did and take some hand tools just in case. But obviously if you plan on putting it in the back of a patrol wagon, it's not gonna fit with those 6th and 7th seat in the back. So this is the wing kit. I think these are about 50 bucks. You don't need them, but they make it look a hell of a lot neater. And they give you a little bit more storage, I guess, little cubbies and stuff. So we've got that. So this is what the boxing looks like. It's enormous. It says on the box it's about 60 kilos. So definitely a 2-person lift. And this is the space we're working with. Alright guys, so we're going to start by removing the drawers. We're going to lighten up the load. This will make it easier for us to lift it into the cart. And the next thing we want to do is take off this lid here. The fridge slide is on the passenger side, and we can easily undo that and slide it out of our way while we're mounting to get to the bolt holes. So the fridge slide stays as it is. The other side, we need to undo all this to lift it up off the top. Make sure you keep your bolts separate because they're not the same. So you've got little Allen head bolts that go into carpet, and you've also got bolts that go into the anchor points. So make sure you keep those separate and remember which is which. And then once we've taken this off, we've taken the drawers out, we're going to remove the anchor points out of the patrol, and we're going to put the drawers into the patrol. Alrighty guys, so we've got all the bolts out of our drawer lid. So that involves taking out the anchor points as well. So you've got, I think, 8 flush Allen key heads, and then you've also got 4 rounded Allen key heads for the anchor points. So keep those separate because they're not exactly the same. Once we've taken all of those out and our drawers out, we can lift up the lid, and that gives us access to the inside of the drawer and lightens it up. So the drawers are out, it's not as heavy. We can now throw this into the car a lot easier. It also means we can get to our tie down points. Alrighty guys, so I'm in the back of the patrol. We've taken out any restraining points that are in the back. These ones in the center are particularly proud, so I took them out whether we use them or not to restrain the drawers. So we've got 2 bolt holes on the front end, and we've got 1 at the back, and there's meant to be 1 around here. So if you measure from this bolt hole to this bolt hole, which I got was 645, 650 mil. Go to this bolt hole, measure back 645 or 650, and you'll actually be able to feel a divot where the bolt hole is. So if I go like that, we get 645 right here. You can feel there's a divot there. So I'm gonna get the knife, I'm gonna cut through the carpet like that. And if we go digging around in the carpet, we'll find that bolt. There she is. So now we're going to remove this bolt here. Keep him in case you ever want to remove the drawers. So we got our measurement up in there, which was 645-ish. So we want to make sure that our front, so this is the front side and that's the back side. We want to make sure that the front is 645 from the bottom rail. So we want those 2 distances to match the distance of our bolt holes. If your bolt holes are a different number, just change these to suit your number. So I've got 71 from here to here, 71 centimeters or 710 millimeters. We want to shuffle these down so that they're 645 from here to here. So they're Allen head bolts, just like on the top side. You've got 8 of them. Basically undo them all, shove this rail down couple mil. I don't know, we're about 50 mil out, so we're going to shuffle it down 50 mil and see where that gets us. Alrighty, so we've shifted this rail. I've moved it down 5 bolt holes, so it was in the top one, now we're in the 6, so we can see 5 bolt holes, and that's about 645. You have got a little bit of play in these slits here, so we're going to throw it up, see if it fits. If it does, we'll tighten it down. If not, we'll pull it back out and make some changes. So I'm in the back here. You can see we've got the drawers in position. They are a bit longer than what I expected, but they still fit. I'd say these are definitely the biggest drawers that you could get in here, as there's only that much room between the door and the back of the drawers, and between the seats there's not much room at all. But it's in, our bolt holes line up, so we're going to go ahead and put the hardware in. Now I've got this lid off. To access the bolts under here, you just slide the fridge slide backwards, and that gives you access to those bolt holes. So we're gonna go ahead and bolt it in. Alright guys, so now we're moving on to our wing kit. So in the wing kit, you've got metal brackets and you've got plywood with marine carpet on it. We're gonna start with the brackets. So you've got thick brackets and thin brackets. The thick brackets have slits. These slits go towards the back of the car. Another thing I've picked up with Kings is that some of their riv nuts or nut certs aren't compressed. They're just like loose in there, so that's just another thing to look out for. Your threads might not do up and the rib nuts might spin in the housing. So yeah, just look out for that. So these go along the side here, in here. So before you go assembling the drawers entirely, you want to put these in if you've bought the kit. So now we're going on to our narrow brackets. So they've got a little cutout here to go over your bearing screw. So you've got 2 rib nuts and the cutout. This is the driver's side because it just lines up that way. It's not, you can't put them on the wrong way because it just won't fit. So line up the bolt head with this cutout and then line up your screws. If they all line up, you've got it on the right side. If they don't, go to the other side. Alright guys, so now we've got these infill panels. These go to the rear, right here. So you've got 3 bolt holes there. These have a similar cutout for your bearing back bolt to go through, and they only go in one way. You'll be able to tell if you've done it wrong. Put it on the other side and get the other piece. So this one is going to go in there. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze. Alrighty, so we've got our infills in. These are some more infill panels. You can see they've got holes in them. So these bolt down over here. And again, with getting these drawers so cheap, the quality isn't quite there. Some of the glues come off and the carpet isn't held down all the way through. So if you're being proactive and thinking ahead, maybe get some glue to pin this carpet back down. We're going to go ahead and secure these. So we've got these flat style Allen keys. We're going to use those to bolt down the front piece, and the rear piece has these hooks that slide into these cutouts here. You basically lever it in and down. You use the plastic bolt there, plastic thread to tie it into the infill panel like that. So pretty nice. Alrighty guys, so now we're going to throw our drawer in. We're just going to scoot it in about halfway, and then we have to put the locks on so that the drawers aren't going to slide out when we're using them. Alrighty guys, so we've got these little bumpers here that stop you from pulling the drawer out of the car, and they also give it a bit of a softer close with a rubber insert there. So these have a direction. They've got a flat top and a curved bottom, and then they've also got the rubber on one side. They came pre-fitted with the nylocks, so if you're looking for the nylocks, they're already in there. So what you want to do is have the flat on top, you want the curve on the bottom, you want the nylocks on the outside of whichever side of the drawer you're putting it on. So if this is going on the left side of my drawer, We want the nylux to the left, nothing on the inside, flat to the top, curved to the bottom, and you want the rubber to the front of the car or the back of the drawer. Kings forgot to supply a lot of my hardware, so I've been just using whatever bolts I can find. Yeah, I don't know what bolts come in the kit because I didn't get the kit. Yay! So we've got our drawer locks in, so now we're going to put our lid back on our driver's side drawer. Like so, and get our little hooks in. Okay guys, so we've got our anchor points done up now, so now we want to do up our Allen keys that have the flat head, and they go all around the perimeter. There's about 8 of them. I did have to remove my table off the rear door because there just wasn't enough room to close it, but I would assume that if you had maybe one made out of stainless steel that just is a lot thinner than a piece of plywood, you could probably get away with it, or it might even sandwich it when you close it and pin it real tight. Alright guys, so these are the drawers. They have a quite a nice operation to them. I wouldn't say they don't feel terrible. They also have a slam close, which is nice. A handle there if you need it. I don't think you need it. You can sort of just use the latch. So that's the drawers. Here's the fridge slide. This one is a bit heavier. The rollers don't feel as smooth, so there is a bit of weight to them. But if you had a fridge on that, yeah, I can see getting into a fridge. You wouldn't necessarily need a drop down, but that all depends on what fridge you have. This one does not slam closed, which is, yeah, depends how much you need a fridge slide on it. There are nicer fridge slides on the market. And then our little cubbies either side. We still keep these cubbies that are originally in there for the third row of seats. And we also get these cubbies here, which depending on how well the pieces fit together, they can be quite tight to open and close. But you basically unscrew that plastic cap, flick it up, pull it out, and then you've got just a small cubby of space. There's not too much room in there, but I have seen people remove a lot of the trim to gain extra space, which is something that you can look into doing if that's what you want to do. Alright guys, so one thing that I was interested in before buying these drawers was the amount of space on the front side of the drawers and behind the third or the middle row of seats. So this is how much room there is. That's probably at the bottom maybe 6 to 8 inches, and at the top probably 4 inches of gap between here. And then when you fold the seat up, it closes in quite tight. So you can see there's not much room at all, but there is a bit of a void at the bottom. So you can store things between the chairs and the drawers there. I'll close this one too so you can see. With a cage, it will get a lot tighter. There probably won't be much room there at all. But just a reference for you guys that are interested in fitting a cage, it will get tight. So these seats come pretty well right up to the back side of the drawers. There isn't much room there at all. So I might end up having to cut my full-size cage into a half cage and secure it to the top of the drawers here. But we'll see what happens. Alrighty guys, so that's about it. We've got the drawers installed. They are really nice for $400. You can't really go wrong on a set of drawers for $400 with the infill panels and everything. Could they be nicer? Yes. Did I want to spend more money? No. So this is the outcome and I'm happy with it. If you guys have any questions or any tips for other people that are installing these drawers, or just any tips in general for a rear setup like this, throw it in the comments. Let's get a bit of a conversation going on it. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.